Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. I already see a lot of familiar faces in the chat. We got Jason, Brian, Nestor, all the familiar guys. Maru, let's see, Eddie. What's up, Jason P? Already talking about the Roosters and everybody was getting the stickers. All right, man. Um, yeah, Zach, Tomas, plenty of people coming in already. So, welcome to the Reliable HVACR live stream and podcast. If you can't stay for the whole show, you already know you can watch it later on YouTube. You can also check us out anywhere you listen to your podcasts, all major platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You know the rest. And today we do have a special guest. We have Jeffrey Macfadden. Now, he is one of the last members, or the last member from the HVAC Visionaries. So he's another young guy out there killing it. What I've seen a lot from him is these killer installs, and I'll let him, talk about himself and all that good stuff. So here we have Jeffy Pipes. Hey man,
Hey,
what's going on?
what's up, big guy? How are you?
What's up, man? So how you doing over there in New York?
Just busy. That's it. Same busy. Just working.
How's the weather right now?
The weather? I mean, it's hot, but it's really humid. So it's like the humidity
So
is worse than the heat.
so you already got that summer heat coming in?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy because I always ask people because they're everybody's from like so many different parts of the country.
Yeah.
And it's like, some people are still getting like those 80s or nice, cool weather. And then some of us are dealing with the heat, humidity, all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think this Thursday, Friday, I think it's probably going to be the hottest. It's going to be like 93. I think so far this summer will be the hottest, I think.
Is that hot for you guys? Like the 90s? Do you ever hit anything
Yeah.
crazy high or anything?
I don't think I've seen 100 in a couple of years, but 90, 95, I think is our max. To
But
be honest.
how cold does it get there in the winter?
Last winter it was -5 for like 2 days.
Damn it, dude.
Yeah,
I
now it's
can't I
cold.
can't I can't do that, man. Being from Texas, the coldest it gets here is like on average like 40. Like that's cold to us.
See,
Yeah,
like
man.
I'd rather be cold than hot. I don't know. I just like the cold weather.
It's real bipolar here. When it gets really cold, I can't wait for summer. That
Yeah.
good Texas heat that everybody talks about. But then, like once it gets here and it starts hitting like over 110, I'm like, man, I can't wait for it to be like winter again.
Yeah, 110's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, I think this year's been like the worst, like for everybody across the board. It's just one of those weird years because like I don't remember it being this hot, constantly for like weeks on end. Like usually we have the heat wave, it'll
Yeah.
come in and then dip out. But like this year, like it won't go away. Like it came back several times, and I'm like, dude, I'm already like, I'm done with it, dude. Like
That was just
110,
lingering. That was just
it's just
lingering around.
keeps lingering, keeps coming back, and like you said, you had a lot of humidity over there too, right?
Yeah, the humidity I think is worse than the heat. It's just like it's so muggy out, like feel wet. I don't like it.
It feels crappy, man.
Yeah.
We deal with that a lot too, and then like we're by the coast, and then it rains a lot, like randomly, so you can feel like that humidity, and when we're gonna deal with hurricane weather right now too.
Yeah, actually, you just said that. It just started today. It was like really nice out, and then all of a sudden, like this past couple weeks, we had like crazy thunderstorms, like out of nowhere, just really bad, heavy torrential rain, just out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
we had some rain, I think yesterday, just real heavy rain, just for like a little while, and then like the sun came out and went away.
Yeah.
All right, man. So, like I said, you're part of that HVAC visionary group. Uh, I've been trying to get you on. We had some scheduling. You know how it is. I'm
Oh
trying to
yeah.
do this on Tuesday nights during the summertime. It's kind of hard to get guys on here, but I'm glad you made it on. For those that don't know you, like I said, this is. Do you go by Jeffrey or Jeff, or what do you go by?
Doesn't matter. Yeah, you call me Jeff. Don't matter.
All right, man. So this is Jeff, and you want to just say a little bit about yourself, like what part of the field you're in, how long have you been doing this, stuff like that?
Yeah. So I mean, in aspect of like part of the field, I'm in like every aspect. So like I'll still do like a maintenance, run service calls, do installs. So basically, I'm all over. Um, I've been doing it now. I think the end of this summer will be my 8th year that I work for my pops. And yeah, so I think I started 16. So this will be
And
coming up my eighth.
six
Yeah.
16. That's really young. But so you guys have a family business. How long has that been around?
Pops has, I think, 25 years it's going on, or
And he does, everything as well,
26.
like service, install, everything.
Ye- Yeah, I made him lazy over the past couple of years. That's what he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, he mainly just like he'll go service call here and there. I mean, he works every day. He doesn't stop. But since I've been in, like he's able to take the step back, just oversee everything, and he just sends me now everywhere. So now I'm busy.
Yeah, it's cool,
So
man. Like I didn't even know that you guys had a family business. Well, I don't know much about you, right? That's why I have you on the show
yeah.
to kind of talk about how you got in and the stuff that you do. And it's you're that sounds a lot like, my like what I'm doing on my side over here on my end. Like
Yeah.
my dad loves to work, right? He's there every day. He started this business. It's been about I think we're going on 16 years now that he's been open.
Hell yeah.
And I've been with him since the beginning. I started out as a helper. We were doing hot side, so I did a lot of kitchen stuff. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah.
Got into the HVAC side, and I loved it, a little bit better. Um, but yeah, like we try to make him or to ease the workload, right? It's me and my brother as well, and it's like, you don't have to be out there, just take a break. We got this. And you know I learned all that from him too, the work ethic, the hard work, dealing with customers. I don't know if you've had to learn all that,
Oh yeah. I mean,
in your journey. It's a whole different, animal when you run your own company. You got to worry about every little thing.
yeah, that's like right now, like I'm at the stage where like I've always been dealing with customers, but not as far as I am now. Now I'm going to
Yeah,
look at the job, propose the job, break down the job, and everything that is going back and forth with the customer. And it's like when you learn the technical side, that's one part. And then if you have the position to be one day like own your own business, then you have to learn the entire business side. So that's the stage I'm kind of trying to learn now. Um, but it's all, yeah, it's crazy. And you got to do
and
that.
how old are you?
20, my birthday's tomorrow. I'm gonna be
Oh, no
24
way.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Well, happy early birthday, man. but
Thank you.
but man, like, okay, so I don't know if you had this issue when I started. I didn't really want to be on the business side. I didn't want anything to do with that part. I was like, I'm gonna collect a check. I just want to get in and get out, and then go hang out with my friends. Go do all this other stuff. Did it take a while for you to get that part of it, or did you always want to be involved in the business?
No, so as soon as I started, like I just immediately got into it. And then it used to frustrate me that like I wasn't grasping it at first. So then
Oh,
like
okay,
I was just trying to prove like the whole time that I'm to my dad. So that's what gave me the drive. So I had really no interest in going out, hanging out with my friends. I just had like this goal that like I had to prove to my dad that like I can do this. I want to take over the business one day. So it was like, no, I
gotcha.
just work, 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 work. Now I'll
So
take weekends off here and there and just relax. But other than that, it's just consistently working.
so you've always been into it like that. Like you've had that goal, you've had that drive, and you saw that, right? Like the end game, so to speak, to take over and run it as your own one day.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I started. I was actually going to school for electrical engineering, and I had at the time I had no interest in fixing like cooking equipment, and that's kind
yeah,
of all I saw my dad doing, right? And he was an electrician at first, and then he did this, and he kind of learned it really quickly, the whole kitchen, the food service aspect. And I was always really proud of him to that he started the business and all that.
Yeah.
Me, I didn't see myself doing that. I had more of like I was very good with computers. I helped him with his logos. I helped him uh, advertise, all that other stuff on the side. And I had another job, but I started helping him, got into it, learned as quickly as I could, and I don't know. It's just once I saw the HVAC side of it, that really caught my eye, and I've been super into it since then. Now, like I said, I still was like, I'm gonna, just get my check, go home. I don't want to deal with the customers. I don't want to deal with all that. But as time went on, that's why I always tell people like yourself and all the other guys that are in that group, the HVAC visionaries, especially Anwar, because he's already killing it, with his own thing. I wish I would have done it sooner, like where it clicked, where I
Yeah.
put more into it and got ahead of the game, so to speak. So it's cool to see nowadays, all of you guys, all the guys that we see on Instagram, everywhere else, it's really cool to see you guys actually wanting to do this stuff. So, hats off to you. I'm sure you picked up some really good habits from your dad. He sounds a lot like my dad, hard worker,
Oh
go
yeah.
getter, all that stuff.
They just don't know how to stop.
No, man, and that's the same thing. My grandfather was the same way. So I've seen that. They
Yeah.
work until they can't anymore, and that's how I was too. I loved working. Just took a while for me to actually want to take over.
Yeah.
Handling customers, and that's
Mhm.
not something that you learn or it's easy to learn. It's like every customer is different. Uh, you gotta you got to think a little different when you're working for somebody versus even if it's a family business, it's very different
Yeah.
because these customers will you know complain or blame you for stuff or whatever. You got to keep them happy, but you can't go in the red or lose money on stuff.
Yeah.
It's a balance.
The customer is always right. That's it.
Oh man, that's a hard one to swallow, but yeah.
I know. Yeah. Definitely is. But I mean, it's just part of it. It's
So okay, so I forgot to mention you are an award winner, HVAC Tactical Award for Hidden Gem. Yeah,
yeah.
I think I posted in my story. You're not so much of a hidden gem anymore. You've been catching on Instagram. I love the work that you post,
Thank you.
and it's really cool to see people taking pride. So after winning that award, has much changed for you? Like I've seen you travel a lot. I don't know if that's something you did before, or
N-
did
no,
this kind
I
of like snowball into something else?
yeah. I mean, and now it's just like when I went to Atlanta, it was just like so different for me because it's like I'm just working consistently, like not seeing that many people. And then when I went to Atlanta, that was like, oh my God, like this is what it's like to travel, like see all these people and just different places. And then I went to Colorado, Missouri, and that's really it. And now next year, Chicago. So it's definitely opened up new doors where I like to adventure a little bit more. But so
Have
that's
you always been into like the social media stuff, or did you start that like right before?
Uh, no, I've always been into it, but then like I'd fall out of it because I'd
Yeah.
post something and then like it wouldn't get likes or whatever. And then I was just like heavy into it, just like following Jeff, Lynn, like those two main, and then they start like I would send it to Jeff, Jeff would say, good job, blah, blah, and then that was like, all right, now we got to keep it going, like trying to a sense to impress them too, but also put all my work into it and just keep getting better. Because if you're gonna post it, everybody's gonna see it, so it's got to
Oh
be
yeah.
top notch. And once it's on the internet, it's never going away. So
Yeah,
it's
like
gotta,
I've been into it for a little while now, but I feel like it's much better now. I feel like it's very positive. There's a lot of people on Instagram now, and it blew up. I think a little bit more after the award shows. More people want to post.
it's crazy now. Like everybody's posting. Like if you're on Instagram, you see like a whole new guy posting crazy work, like, and it just keeps going. Every day you see more and more people on it.
And that's awesome. And you mentioned Jeff, who's Jeff Jadim. I think it's HVAC or something.
Yeah,
Jeff
Jeff from
Jadim
HVAC. Yeah,
and Flynn. You know who's Michael Flynn. Those guys are like their work is
gangsters.
their work is crazy. You know they're doing stuff that not everybody does. And like you said, like when you like I went to Vegas and Atlanta for the last two shows,
Yeah,
and it's a different vibe because that's one of the things that I hated. I don't want to talk bad about it, everybody, you know, here in my area. I know there's good companies and I know some of them, but I don't know. It always goes wrong when I try to talk to some of the guys here, and then I try to talk about like the work that I do or whatever it may be, and you know they might have like bad habits or they're like, no, I don't want to do it that way, or I don't care about this, or you know, it's very different. And then going to the award show, going to AHR these past couple of years, it's really cool to see all these other guys from all over the place, and they take like the most pride in their work, or they want to learn more, they want to do it the right way, and it's a very cool experience. And I've always said, you know, it's really cool to see or like get to talk to people who actually care, because like I said, every time I try and do it here locally in person, you know, people don't care. They just want to go home. They just want to slap something in and don't care what it
yeah.
looks like.
I feel like the same exact way here. Like if I see like a couple guys at the supply house and I'll show them a picture and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's great," but like, how long did it take you? And I'm just like, maybe an extra 2 hours for like the extra support here and there, and it's just like my whole thing now is even down to like the customer. I give them the proposal, and that's for it to be done 1,000% the correct way,
Yeah.
and just everything is going to be there. So if they're not willing to, pay that price for the workman, the craftsmanship, and to do it the right way, then we don't even want to touch it anymore. Because I
Yeah.
have such a problem now. Say if you cut a corner, or zip tie is not a zip tie length apart from the other one, I get freaked out now. Like I have OCD, so it's like I just want to do everything the right way. Every strap, every zip tie, every wire, like everything's got to be by code, just real nice. I don't know.
And that's awesome because like when I started about 15, 16 years ago, like I said, and I didn't necessarily start in HVAC, right? I had to transition to
Mhm.
that a couple years later. And I didn't really have anybody to fall on, right? And there was no social media, at least for HVAC, back then. So I'm trying to do what I think is best, right? You
Yeah.
know, clean work. I've always been into, you know, bending and trying to straighten everything out. Um, yeah, I know Jeff has made it, or Jeff Jadam has made it, you know, cool now, I guess.
Hell
And
yeah.
I've always been into that, and I've always worried about my work, you know, the way it looks and stuff, because you never know who's gonna come, you know, behind you
Oh yeah.
and see it. And I always tell people, like, you want to leave it, you know, I don't want to say leave it better for the next guy. That's cool and all, but you also don't want them talking shit about you or pointing out you know your crappy work or whatever it may be. So I'm always worried about that. And I always tell people, just always act like somebody's watching you or somebody's gonna come behind you. Even us, like we're a family business. You know, I would expect me to be the next person to work on it, but that's not always the case, you know. So
Yeah. No, definitely.
uh so I've always been like that, and it's really cool to see it now be like a cool thing. Like because my dad was always, my dad doesn't know HVAC, so he's always like, whatever you think is best, or he relied on me a lot. And I was like, well, I'm gonna take the extra time, right? Take the extra, like you said, hour, whatever it may be, get everything right, and then make sure it looks good. And then if it looks good, if you do it by like you said, code or whatever it may be, there's no issues down the line, right? And then there's this thing, reputation. If you don't do it uh, to these high standards, they're just going to think you're, you know, not that good. And visually, I think that's what customers look at a lot. Like, how does it look, you know, and how does it run? So really cool to see that. So yeah, you were the Hidden Gem Award. So I'm assuming next year you're going to be presenting that award.
Yeah, Chicago.
So actually, man, I had seen you at the award show, and I wanted to talk to you. I'm not gonna lie. I saw you at our table. I was at that table in the front. It was me and my brother. There were some plumbers there. Angel, who's in the chat right now. I don't know if you know HVAC Boss.
I think so. On Instagram, definitely.
Yeah, where is he at? He's in here somewhere. He's asking why, or he was asking how to be a part of the HVAC visionaries, and now he's saying why I'm not. We're too old. We're too old. We already outgrew that. All of them are like under 25. I've already said that. But yeah, I saw you at our table, and then I think you disappeared. You probably went to another table or something. And then like later on when they announced you for the awards, are you still here? Hold on a second. All right, Jeff is reloading right there. What question did Angel have? Angel, what's up? So we'll see if Jeff can come back in. I don't know if you can hear me, man. If you can exit completely and then maybe come back in, that'll probably fix it, unless your internet is acting up. What's up, Angel?
All
Yo,
right,
Jeff.
yeah, I think I lost you.
Yeah, man. I was just saying, I had seen you at the awards show, and I think you probably went to another table or something. But I had seen you at the table, and I wanted to talk to you. I was trying to, talk to everybody there, and then lo and behold, later on, I was like, "Isn't that the guy that was at my table? Like you when you won the award?"
Yeah,
And
I
I
was
thought
freaking out.
that was awesome, man. How was it, getting that award?
It was like, I don't know. It was like the craziest thing to
Do
like go out
do they
there.
tell you that you're nominated and all that before?
No, I had
Oh,
no
he didn't tell
idea.
you. He didn't tell you anything.
No, I had no idea. I went out there. I met like Flynn, Ben from HVAC Strong, KB, Justin, Howard McCann, everybody I was in this house with, and then we all went there. It was just like a normal night. I met up with Garrett, Brian,
Yeah.
some of my buddies, and then we were just sitting at the table. And then all of a sudden, I see me pop up. I'm going crazy. Like my heart starts racing. And I told Brian, HVAC addict, I looked at myself. Oh my God, I don't want to win. I don't want to go up there. I'll be so nervous. And then my name, I went up, and I just like complete shock. It felt like all that hard work and like determination to like prove something to my dad, and like that all came together and made everything, like all the hard work, worth it. And it's like this is great. Like this is a crazy thing, a good accomplishment for me. That was the craziest feeling that I think I've ever had, to be honest with you.
And that's awesome, man, because they do all these different awards, and that's a really good one. Like the whole hidden gem thing, because they could bring in somebody who everybody doesn't know. So um, I appreciate Ben, for doing the awards and all that stuff. I think you froze, man. Are you still there?
Yeah, I moved closer to the router.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I appreciate what Ben's doing with the whole award thing. It's cool to see like uh guys like you or anybody that deserves it, all that hard work and whatnot. How does your has your dad seen all this stuff, the social media
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah,
Yeah,
he just thinks it's so crazy, like, because he was in the trade so long ago, like when he started, and to
yeah.
see where it is now, he's just like, I can't believe that the trade is where it is now. So he
Oh, that's
thinks it's
awesome.
all, yeah, he thinks it's really good for it, the culture, the trade, and everything like that, and all the kids that are growing up now, they see it, like the crazy cool jobs and everything like that that everybody's doing, and he just thinks it's good.
Oh, that's awesome. Like, yeah, I've had to explain to my parents and stuff, like the whole magazine and all that stuff. I was like, I don't know, like Ben is running away with it, doing the award show, the magazine, making us feel appreciated and putting it out there.
100%.
All right, man. So, are you good there?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay.
I don't know, the internet just keeps shutting down and then going back, so it said move closer to the router.
All right, man. Um, so you said you started at 16. Like, how did you get into it? Did you just
Just
your dad
hopping in the
presented
truck.
it,
Yeah,
but your dad presented it and you took the chance?
yep, that was it. We went on service calls all the time together, and then it's always been my thing to like take over the family business, and I've always wanted to do it. So when I got to the age where I was like, all right, I can do it, and he wanted me to
Mm-hmm.
do it, it was just boom, and it just happened, and I haven't stopped or looked back. I have all my interest is in the HVAC trade.
So you were interested even before, like you were at 16. You before that you were interested in getting into the family business basically and taking over.
Yeah, I got art projects when I was in like fourth grade with like the ACHS name front on the when I was drawing it out. So I've
That's
always,
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like, so how many siblings do you have? Because you said you work with one now, right?
yeah. My little brother Michael, who turned 16 in June. Now he's working. And I got older sister.
Oh, okay. Because like
Yeah,
for me, I have two brothers, right? So I'm the oldest. The middle one had no interest. He's into other stuff. He's into photography. He does management where he's at right now. He's well off and all that, but I think we took him to work one day and he quit the same day. He wasn't into it. It's whatever, right? It's cool.
yeah.
But the youngest brother, he's always been into it. Um, he wasn't always like, I wouldn't say he was mechanically inclined or anything like that, but he always had an interest to help my dad and to start with us and all that. So I went to school. He went to the same school I went to, and then right after that, he hopped in the van and we went out there and did calls together. So now we're running. Like I said, we run the HVAC side. My dad does the hot side, and
Yeah.
it's very cool to work with your family. I know it can be like annoying sometimes. Now like we have to deal with these little arguments here and there, but in the end, it's really cool to work with your family. Like, how fun is it for you to go, work with your dad or work with your brother?
It's definitely cool to work with my dad. It was like actually crazy. Today we actually worked together, and we like are never on the same job. So today was cool, but I
So
really like,
you take or you appreciate it more now, right? Because the same thing with me is like when I started, obviously I was riding with him to learn, and then
yeah,
as soon as I could do my own calls, right, you never work again together, and then like when you do, it's really cool again, right?
yeah. No, it's definitely cool working with him because it's like just what you just said. When you start out, you're riding with him every day, and then
Yeah,
so it's definitely cool. But I really do like working with my younger brother because it's like my dad taught me some knowledge, and now I could teach him some knowledge. So I like teaching him because he's very interested. So I know what
yeah,
I'm saying, he's listening to. So he's taking it seriously. So and we have fun because he's
yeah.
16, he's all over.
Yeah, my brother's the same way, so that's really cool. Like he soaks everything up as well, and like he'll ask a lot of questions, which sometimes I'm like, dude, let's try and get through, this real quick
Yeah.
first. I'm like, I'm trying to get out of here, but like, on a hot roof or something like that. But he's always asking a lot of questions. Always, he's really into it, and I'm not particularly like OCD or anything like you guys, you, Flynn, Jeff, but my little brother is, right. So when we're doing stuff, I can always count on him to kind of make sure everything's like perfect,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So he's got it down pat. He's doing really good. So it's really cool. Like you're teaching your brother. I've gone through that too, and it's really cool when you see them, do their thing and all that.
Yeah, I let him he wanted to bend all the piping into one of the condensers we were putting in. And he was doing his thing. He messed up like a couple times, and then he finally got it. And to see him so happy, that was it felt good to see him bending all the crazy pipe and everything like that.
Yeah, see, that's where I had the issue, right? I'm always like, oh, I need to do it, or I want to do something because I want it
Yeah,
done right or
yeah.
whatever. And I had
Uh-huh.
to kind of like let go. Yeah,
I'm trying to. I'm trying to. That was the one big step for me.
yeah, that's the only way they'll learn, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got into the trade. Just you've always wanted to be in it, so that's really cool.
Yep.
And how long have you been doing it, or did you say
So 16. So I think this tomorrow, yeah, so this will be 8 years this summer.
8 years, man? Like like I said, I've been doing this close to 16 years. Like those
Yeah.
first 6 years, I was like kind of coasting, and then after that, I took it serious. So I really appreciate, or I really love seeing you all who get it quicker, and that's what I want. Or you guys have that HVAC visionaries, right?
Yeah.
That's really cool because you get to show all these younger guys like, hey, you can be 20, 21, 22, and do things, right? You don't have to wait for that. Just you got to go out there and get it.
Oh yeah. It's not gonna come to you.
And at your company, you said you do everything, right? You do service, because I've only seen
Service.
like your install work, which is great. But you do service and other stuff, right?
Yeah, service calls. I mean, I'll still do maintenances when I have to, all that stuff. So the
But what do you
service,
prefer?
uh, I prefer install. To
Yeah,
be, yeah.
I could
Service, I
tell,
mean,
but
but like when the way I started, like my dad wouldn't let me do an install because he was like, you need to learn this equipment inside and out. So when you go to put it in a brand new system and you think it's gonna turn on and it doesn't, you need to
yeah,
know what to do. So he just kept me in service and I just kept doing service calls on boilers, or everything, water heaters, humidifiers, everything. And then he was like, so when I went to do my first install, he said, now you know how to wire everything, put everything in. So, and then just
yeah,
did
man,
it from there.
that's happened to me plenty of times. You put in a new
Oh,
equipment or something, and then you're like, what? Like, why isn't this thing coming on? What's wrong with it?
yeah.
And then
I
like
mean,
you find something.
it could be the stupidest thing, like a bad float switch. I mean, I've had brand new coils coming with leaks in them, like just the craziest, stupidest stuff.
Dang. Yeah, it's getting worse. I'm sure, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
we've been there. Like it's something stupid on the wiring or something loose, or I don't know. We've been there, and you have that moment like, oh shit, right?
Yeah.
Why isn't this thing on? So like I said, you do some incredible installs. You do well. You do boilers and everything else. We don't deal with that down here too much, but you do a lot of piping and stuff. Where did you get all that from? Like, is that something your dad taught you, or is that just something you took upon yourself?
Uh, no, so the piping and everything didn't click, and like the bending and everything like that. My dad just always used fittings, like so
Oh,
just
okay.
be pinpoint straight, just with fittings and everything like that. I got
Yeah.
the all the bending from Jeff. Them.
So watching these other guys online.
Yeah, so mainly like him, but I mean there's so many other guys out there killing it, but for the like the central systems and everything like that, Jeff, but like the hydronics, when I like saw Flynn stuff, I was like, I gotta that was a very big motivation for me, like to bend the hydronic piping and stuff like that, because
Yeah.
you don't walk in and see that very often, just crazy piping on a boiler system. So like that stuff to me, that is my main interest now. Is just like all the hydronics, boilers, everything like that. It's just that's where I'm really going. Like my direction's going towards is that side.
That's awesome. That stuff can be intimidating, and that's a lot of work, and like to make it look as clean as you guys do, like that's incredible in its own. And the work that you put into it, the attention to detail and all that stuff. And it's really cool. Like you said, it's like for me, like I don't do a lot of installs or anything like it, but I do admire like Jeff and Flynn and anybody else that you see out there. There's tons of people out there that do really great work, including you guys over at HVAC Visionaries. But that's where social media has kind of leveled up a lot of people, like
Yeah,
your
1000%.
yourself, like yourself. I mean, I think your work is great, but you got it from these other guys. Like I said, I don't necessarily do installs too much, but when I do, I mean, I try to bend and all that. I like when I started, I used to work with some guys, and they'd have a bucket full of like couplings and different fittings and stuff.
Yeah,
So we would, go into brazing the system, and then you bring out the little bucket. I just got so annoyed because we never had the right fitting. We always had to go to the supply house, for different things.
yeah.
And I'm like, dude, there has to be a better way. So I was like, no, I'm gonna start bending everything. I got my swage kit, the old school block and everything. I was like, I'm putting all this together, in one piece or whatever it may be. So I've always thought that's the cleanest way to do it. I hate couplings.
Yeah, less joints, less leaks.
Yeah. Oh, that too. I've told people, I'm like, dude, if you can reduce a leak point, better. Cause like in service, like I do service, but I also do like refrigeration, kitchen work and all that.
Yeah,
There's some tight spots that I cannot get a good braze in, or I can't get the torch to fit in there, the flame without burning stuff. Like if I can reduce how many braze joints I have to do and all that, that's the way to go. Like
100%.
bend it, make that swage. Don't deal with uh, extra joints and stuff like that. So, uh, but if back to the social media stuff, like I said, I don't do install, but I do service work. So like I've seen like Chris Stevens over at HVACR videos, all these big YouTubers, Tito Vlogs, NorCal Dave. Like I could go on and on. There's so many great people that kind of started this. I want to say this movement, right? There's
Yeah.
YouTubers, there's Instagrammers. Now we have HVAC Tactical kind of taking the reins and bringing everything to light. So it's really cool, like to hear your motivation and stuff like that. Because the same thing for me, like when I started, I didn't learn from too many people or guys. They have their old school way of doing things. Like nobody purged with nitrogen, nobody, did this or that, nobody vacuumed. I'm like, well, dude, what's going on out here? So, I tried my best to do what I knew was good, and then I learned a lot on social media. I went on YouTube, I went on all these other Instagram and all that. And at this point, there's like really no excuse because you have so many people that
There's so many people doing it.
post their work, and it's incredible. All right, so social media has helped you, uh, kind of, as Ben would say, master your craft there.
100%.
So I have to ask. I have a couple of topics here, but I've told you before, I'm a big fan of your videos, but do you have an actual camera crew that goes out with you or something?
Yeah, so basically, it depends on the job. They don't come out. I have my one main guy, his name's Alex. So whenever I have like a big mechanical room job or something cool that to promote or whatever, make a cool video,
Yeah.
he comes out, shoots the video with me, does like the entire job with me, and then he puts together this crazy video, and then I just post it on Instagram. Just try to make it cool, like a little HVAC movie or something, like just to grab somebody's eye and be like, "Oh," and then they'll see what it is and be like, "Oh, that looks pretty interesting."
Man, those look so awesome. I've told you I think I've told you before, like they look really cool. And I was like, how do you get those shots? Because I was like, those don't
Yeah.
look like camera phone shots.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, that's really
Mo
cool. And then like at the time, like I didn't know that you had a business with your dad. So I was like, does your company, your boss allow you to do that kind of stuff? But that's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's definitely cool, and it's cool to see, and like on with the cameras he uses and like the attention to detail that like it all come like just the whole job put together, and then to see it in like that kind of view is really cool to me. Because like an
Yeah,
iPhone camera, it's definitely cool, like you can see everything, but to like put together like a little film, I think it's just really cool.
yeah. Like if you were to film your own stuff with your phone and all that, you would have to really know how to, I guess, like edit and
Yeah.
all that color grading, like whatever you have to do to make it look cool, you have to know how to do all that.
Yeah, that's a whole nother job right there.
Oh, tell me about it, dude. I started this. I
Yeah, don't
started.
you edit everything yourself?
Yeah, man. I think I started on Instagram, but it was like to kind of promote like our business,
Yeah.
and that didn't work out too well because then I started getting people from like other countries, like watching my stuff or whatever, and I'm like, all right, well, I can't use this for work, right? I can't get work out of this, so I kind of posted for fun, and I was like, I see a lot of weird, stuff at work, so I started posting on YouTube as well, and I don't want to say like I'm a perfectionist, but I do like my stuff to look a certain way and all that. So at the time, I had free time because it was during that whole like COVID time,
Yeah.
right? So I had the time to learn all that stuff. But man, it can be like a whole other job, and like I go to work, right, and I get out and I want to edit and all that. I'm there. I'm up all night trying to do that. So trying to take it easy now with how I do that, but that's a whole other that's a whole other beast.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's really cool, man. Because the whole the camera crew thing, I thought was really neat. But it's a cool way to show your work, right? And you're running a business, so you kind of see the advantage there, right? You get to capture your work in that high def movie cinema, style, and it's very eye catching. And it's good for your business because I that's why I was wondering why you always posted like the AC, is it ACHS, right?
Yeah.
I was like, why is he always like promoting it? But it's actually your business, so that's really cool.
Yep. It's abbreviated. So ACHS is air conditioning heating specialist.
That's the name of y'all's company.
Yep.
Awesome. So well, you're in New York. You do a lot of heating as well, right? Because I'm very rusty on the heating part because it's like once every like 4 years down here.
Yeah. Yeah,
We're like AC like almost all year.
yeah, the heating down here, I mean, you kind of see everything in New York. Like you got geothermal, you got heat pump, you got boilers. It just goes on. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. So how do you feel about, because I got people talking about maintenance. I'm not sure what the question was, but how do you feel about like maintenance? Is that boring to you, or
No.
you're
I
good with
mean,
it?
I'll be honest with you, it's really satisfying to me to go to like a customer's house and like see the condition of the system or whatever the case may be and thoroughly go through the system, cleaning the outside condenser, everything like that, checking everything in the condenser. I like it because then I feel good when I leave, like, oh, I did right by that customer and I know it's gonna work
Yeah.
for the rest of the summer. I like that part of it as well. Um, but yeah, I mean, I like everything. Just when you got a maintenance that'll come in, like sometimes we'll get like a crazy maintenance that'll just come out of nowhere at like 3:30 and they want a maintenance. Then I'm like, oh my God.
Nah, I hate those. Yeah, but
But
that's cool. You genuinely love every aspect of your job, and
yeah,
that's what it's all about. That, like, if you can enjoy these things, um, it's not actually working. You're out there, doing your best to, whether it's maintenance, service, install, whatever it is. And I think you being like in this family business and stuff, you kind of learn to slow down and do it right, because that was the thing too. Like the guys that do maintenance, a lot of the times, they want to get in and out. They just hose it down, whatever it may be, and get out of there. But if you take the time, and I always tell people the before and after pictures are a good selling point for that's a good advertisement right there, is like, how well did you clean that unit? Because like, a lot of them, these customers don't service it
oh
every so
yeah,
often. It's like, they get pretty horrible by the time they actually
we get
call
to
you to
them.
do it.
Yeah. And then they're like, well, it's only 4 or 5 years old, but like you haven't serviced it since it's been put in. So, I mean,
Yeah, by that time it's already aged like 10 times.
oh yeah.
All right, man, let me look through the chat really quick. We got Jennifer from HVAC Chicks checking in late. Let's see. Oh, Just Work right here. Just Work HVAC. Why did you pick a black work truck instead of a white work truck? And that's what I was
Uh,
wondering, because you're it looks like you're really proud of that truck right there.
yeah, we got Pops. I don't know. That's his thing. It's just all black and chrome trucks. It's been his thing since he started. Um, Trucks are cleaned every day. Uh, it's just his thing. He loves the shiny black. And it's just
Also,
he pushed it onto me. So everything I
yeah.
have has to be all black. Everything has to be clean. So I think the black. I think it just when it's done up and it's cleaned, it looks good pulling up to a customer's house. So does white, but he just likes the black.
No, I'm jealous. I wish I had like a dark, like a black or dark gray or something like that. Um, those look sick. But so your dad started that whole scheme
Yeah,
right there,
and he just pushed it right onto me.
and so then he likes to have the trucks cleaned daily or
Oh, he's a freak with it. Like he wants to be able to go any of the guys' trucks. Like if he goes in it, the mat's dirty. You got a cup in the cup holder. It's just it's like a respect thing. Like that's his truck.
yeah.
It's got to be pristine. Because I mean, if you're working out of a crazy like disorganized truck, I mean, it will be like that sometimes. But he's just like kind of a neat freak with it.
Man, we have to deal with that. That's another thing, right? Like running a business, you got these guys driving your vehicles, right? Um,
Yeah.
we have a lot of guys, and we still have one, but he's my uncle. We have to forgive him sometimes. They run these vehicles to the ground sometimes. It's like, dude, chill out. And like you said, being dirty and stuff like that. I like the way you put it. It's a respect thing, right? We pay for the vehicles. We put you in the vehicle. We have to insurance. Everything. It costs money. And then
Yeah.
to keep it clean is one thing, but my dad put that on me too, right? Because he was always getting after me for when I started. I was really messy. I'm not gonna lie, and
Yeah, so was I.
and like you're trying to get something, and you have all this mess in your van. It doesn't work well. So now I'm like a bit of a neat freak. I have all my. I went to pack outs. I went to different things. I have it fully customized the way I want it, and everything has to be in its place, right? So
It has to be
after I did that, my workflow has been so much easier. I get
smoother.
in and out of the van. I know where everything is. It just makes work so much better like that.
Yeah, I feel like even when I first started, like seeing his truck and like it would be so easy. He'd tell me to go get like a contactor. Like I knew exactly where it was and I knew exactly how many he had in there.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
like that has just been like part of organization and just like that's such a big part of it. Two, I feel like increase your like how am I gonna try to put this?
Well,
Just to put out clean, really nice work, it's so much easier if you know exactly where everything is. So you go to the truck, you load everything out, and you turn around, everything's right there. There's no mess. I feel like it definitely
yeah,
helps.
yeah. You got to make it more efficient for yourself because then you're running out to the truck, getting the things that you need, and you don't want to be wasting time or getting frustrated because you can't find it. So all that helps. The
Yeah,
work that you put out.
I definitely like the pack out, the Milwaukee pack outs. My whole entire truck is loaded with the drawers.
Oh yeah, I love those. I need to make more space for more because I got into it. I don't know, like a year or so ago. Like I was using like other brands or other styles before then, and I
Yeah,
always had the shelving in my van. Like whatever it came with, I would try and use it. I got tired of it, so then I got pack outs, and I got like, and it's funny because somebody told me, he's like, "Oh, you bought one, you're gonna keep buying them. You're gonna
oh,
buy another, and another,
yeah,
and another." And I was like, I don't know, I just need this one, right? I need this one for something specific. And then, like, sure enough, I started tearing out the shelves, putting all the pack outs up. I got the drawers, like you said. I got a whole side like pack out in there too.
yeah, definitely. When
but
they
it
came out with,
helps.
oh yeah, I mean it's just like they came out with like this big it's almost it's like a big tote. It's huge, but like I figured like that is like a really easy way to get into the job without making 5 trips. It's you can fit so much stuff in there, like all the sheet metal tools, sheet metal screws, duct sealing, like everything in it, and roll it right in, and you can stack everything else on top of it. So it's definitely a more efficient way to get in and out.
Man, I will tell you this. As you get older, you appreciate, those things. You
Yeah,
appreciate the storage or the bags that have wheels. I got into all that too right now. So I got those tool bags, like the Vito, the Wheeler. I have some other brands, that have wheels. Makes it so much easier.
yeah. And then but the Milwaukee's got like that little it's like the rolling pack out, and then you obviously you stack everything on top of it. I use that a lot in the city with my dad. So like when we go to the city, when we gotta go
Oh
up into the
yeah.
like an apartment on the 5th floor, you put everything in there, everything on it, and you just reel it right up.
Yeah, that's cool because
So it's
like
nice.
you guys in like in New York or some guys in California that have to kind of park away, from the building and then and then walk
Yeah.
over there. That stuff makes
Mhm.
it so much easier because I also have those. I have the rolling toolbox and then I have the one that's like a dolly, but you can put pack outs on it.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah, yeah.
I have that stuff just in case I need it. I use a dolly when I need it, but the rolling toolbox I haven't had a need to roll it out, but I have the luxury down here in Texas, to roll up on the building and just park in the back. So I'm cool.
Yeah, that's nice. That's definitely nice.
That's always the thing I hear, like with big cities, like I said, New York, California, they got to deal with all that.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta walk like 5 blocks, 6 blocks. It's
And
ridiculous.
that's the other thing. Like, I mean, I'm not good about it either. I don't know if you try to take care of your body and stuff. I don't know if you do the whole knee pad thing. No,
Nah,
I'm
I
still
mean,
bad about it. I bought the damn kneeling pad and I always forget it. It stays in my truck.
yeah, I mean, one of my buddies who started working with us a couple years ago, he one day we went to a job and I saw him put knee pads on, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "I'm preserving my knees. You should try." And I went, "What?" I didn't even know like knee pads were a thing. And then, I mean, now I try to stay off my knees because I've taken
Yeah.
so many screws to them, like kneeling down, and it's like the worst thing in the world. So now here and there I'll throw down a pad and I'll put my knees on it, but other than that,
No,
I'm
I
just getting
forget.
beat
I
up.
forget too all the time. I tell people, take care of your body and stuff, but I myself I forget too as
Oh
well.
yeah.
I try to be cautious with how I'm like getting around and stuff, but we got to take care of ourselves. That's one thing, but like, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be all right, hopefully.
Yeah, just work HVAC. Are you going to Chicago? I think you already mentioned that.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I feel like it'll be a pretty good turnout this next one because last year was pretty great, and he said, it's going to be even better next year.
Yeah, I'm excited for it because it was like crazy last year to me, and it's definitely like you just said, it's definitely gonna be a little bit bigger in Chicago, which is cool.
Yeah, man. Like I was supposed to go to the Vegas when I bought my tickets, but I didn't make it because my flight got delayed or something, and so I didn't get to see the first iteration of it. I heard it was
Yeah.
small and whatnot, but like going last year, I was like, dude, this is incredible. Like the whole little lounge area before you eat,
Yeah,
then when you go sit down.
it was really a good time. It was just so crazy to see how many people were actually like there, and it was just it's such a like a cool feeling that everybody's together and we're all there because we're all interested and we're all like a big family at the end of the day. So it's sick.
Everybody's so cool, right? Like you like when you
Yeah,
go
we
up to
all
these
like the same thing.
guys, yeah, when you go up to these guys, you're like, man, like I've been watching these guys, online and for however long, and technically you're fans of them and stuff, and then you go up there and they're super cool guys. Like
Yeah.
They're just like you. They just want to, they have fun at work. They have, fun at these events and stuff like that, and they just kick it, and you get to chill with them. Let's see. I told you this question was going to come up. Do you wear Crocs? Jennifer wants to know.
No,
There's a whole
I
thing.
do not.
There's like a team Crocs, a team like Hey Dudes, and I don't know what else there is.
Yeah, my buddy just picked up a pair of Hey Dudes. He's trying to get me to buy some.
Oh man. All right, let's
Do
see.
you wear Crocs?
I do not. It's funny because they did this whole croc thing. My daughter just got some and she's loving them. I didn't know how damn expensive they are. I'm like, dude, these things are crazy.
How much are they
Uh,
now?
I don't know. It was over $60, like for a
Damn.
kids Crocs,
Wow.
and then she bought all those little they
Like the little, yeah. What are they
they
called?
put stuff on them now. I don't know. I was like, dude, this is way too expensive. Um, and then somebody else in the chat had talked about. I think it's you, Nestor. He talked about what do you call those? The shark. They're like shark sandals. And then I was picking up my son, and I took him to the doctor's. I looked over and I'm like, what the hell? He's actually wearing the shark sandals. So I don't know. I just wear my work boots and my sneakers, and that's it.
That's it. What
All
kind
right,
of
let me
boot do you wear
see.
for work?
I've been wearing I think I got the Brunt. I don't remember what it's called, the Ringer or something like that. I've I've tried a few. The
Okay.
Brunt one have been good for me. I don't know, like, what do you lean towards?
I'm Red Wing.
Red Wing. It's like I think they're all good. I mean, people talk shit about
Yeah.
like all of them. I'm like, I don't know what to pick, but I think they're all pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Cause like I'll post the Brunt ones and somebody will message me like, oh, those are, a piece of shit. They don't last and this and that. Then somebody posts the Red Wing ones and somebody else will say the same exact thing about those. And I was like, I don't know, dude.
Yes. I don't remember. I saw a video, like, I don't remember when. Some guy was, like, freaking out about a pair of Brunt work boots. He, like, lit them on fire or something. It was a crazy video.
Whatever works for you, man. Cause like honestly, we go through them so much. Like, who cares? Like, as long as they last you a good while
Yeah.
and do the job, right? I was trying to go back to the chat really quick. I lost myself. Hold on. I had some questions and I freaking lost them. All right, guys. If you have any questions, put them in caps lock so I don't lose them. Let me put the banner up real quick. Okay. Um, and that whole HVAC visionaries, you guys didn't know each other like too long ago, right? You all just kind of recently got together?
Yeah.
Because
Like,
I think
right after.
I had asked somebody, and I think you all met like maybe at AHR.
Yep.
That's
That's
crazy.
when yeah, it was definitely a crazy thing. And then after that, that's when, like, everything started happening. And then that's when we all came out with the Visionaries.
Yeah, I had talked to. Well, funny enough, I had already asked most of you guys to come on the show before I even knew you guys were like a group,
Yeah.
and then Adam hit me up and was kind of telling me about it. I'm like, no, dude, that's really cool. Um, I don't think we have enough of the young guys that show like how good they are, right? So it's kind of cool that you guys have that group there. And I always tell people, I'm like, you can kind of make what you want out of this trade. You can make as much as you want. You can do whatever you want. There's like a lot of ways to do the HVAC trade, and I think a lot of you in that group have different sides of the HVAC trade covered.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. Oh, it was Jen. Something she had meant. She asked us a couple of times already. Something about you and Ben shooting something.
I haven't
Weren't you?
heard anything about it.
Weren't you guys supposed to do something?
We did that collab on the last job I posted with
Oh, okay.
HVAC Tactical, and yeah, we did that.
Blogger wants to know what part of New York are you from?
White Plains. White
We
Plains, yeah.
got.
It's like 45 minutes from the city.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, we got Brett, Advanced Refrigeration Podcast in the house. What's up, Brett? All right, let me just look through and see if we had any questions real quick. We're at an hour, so we'll probably wrap it up soon. Don't want to keep you too
Yeah,
long. Probably have a full schedule tomorrow, I'm sure.
yeah. I got oh yeah.
Are you doing a lot of? Do you do more service or installs in the summer,
Uh, I'd
or
probably
a
say
lot of
about the
both?
same.
A lot of both. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of both. Yeah. So like, I know I have an install Thursday, Friday, but I'm running service all day tomorrow.
And what was I gonna ask? So at your company, like how big is the company? Like how many guys are on board?
4 to 5 guys that are with us, and that's it. He likes it small.
Yeah, it sounds exactly like mine. We go up to five, and then we'll usually hover around 4 or 5, depending if we have like a helper or something.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, if you have like 5 guys max, I mean, you can really monitor like the
Yeah.
work and everything that's going on.
Oh
So
man,
that's the way he likes it. So
I wish Angel was in here because I don't know if you follow him or not. HVAC boss on Instagram. He's always about like his whole thing is like let's get it or something, and he's always like you got to go out there and get it. He's very
yeah.
successful, but he has like I don't know if it's like 20, 30 guys that work for him. Or no, it's like 40. I think it's 40 guys and like 20 trucks or 20 something
Damn.
trucks. Yeah, he keeps buying them. Like he'll post and he's like, "Oh, added another one to the fleet, hired another guy." They're doing really well out in California. But
God bless.
I try to tell people, I'm like, yeah, I think everybody wants to make more money. That's always going to be the constant. Like that's always
Yeah.
everybody's goal. But like everybody's success is different, and then it's also different on where you live or how you go about things. I'm at the moment I'm very comfortable being a small business. Like you said, it's easier to keep track of. We've been down that hole before where we hire too many people and then we lose
Yeah.
track of everything and we get burned. Um, Guys will take advantage of different situations. Stuff gets lost. There's a whole bunch of things that can happen.
Oh
And
yeah.
so we had to downsize back to like 4 to 5. Usually it's 4, and we do really well, right? We make more money now than we made with all these other guys. Like we didn't have enough. It didn't work out that way. So hearing you and you sound a lot like like what we're doing over here. You guys are probably doing really good at 4 to 5. It's really easy, and like I said, the money. Like I said with us, the money is actually better that we downsized
Yeah.
versus trying to grow
100%.
too big. So there's different success levels and different ways to look at it. Like you can be successful and be a small company, or you could do what he does and then go all in and go all big and make a ton of money. But I mean, I don't know how he handles it. I'll probably have to have him on here and explain it step by step or something. But
Yeah, that's a lot. I
it's
mean,
overwhelming. Yeah.
like 40 guys, 40 trucks. It's a lot.
Now, granted, I've met him. I've talked to him, and he's a really good dude. He knows what he's doing. I don't know. He just has everything under control, but everybody's different.
Hat off to
Just
him. That's That's good.
Yeah, that's what I always tell him. Like, dude, hats off to you. Maybe someday I'll get there, but right now I'm really good at these four guys or four of us going out there. We each do our own thing. We service a good area, and we have enough work for four of us, and we make money that way. So everybody's different. Oh, Jen was asking about the what is he calling it? Ben's trenches series. In the trenches, right? All right, we lost him. We'll see if he comes back in. I'm probably gonna end it in a minute anyway. Yeah, you don't want Angel. Angel was in here. You missed him. He didn't. I don't think he got anybody riled up today. Hey, what's up, man? We got you back.
There you go.
I was just reading some of the comments here. We'll probably end it in a minute anyway. Let me see. Let me see if we missed anything. Oh, Brian wants to know what's a one tool you can't live without.
Meter.
Yeah, everybody. What kind of meter do you rock?
The field piece. I don't know exactly what model it is. But I know it's a field piece. The meter I always need on me. I can't live without it.
Yeah. Well, glad to hear your team field piece, because there's always people that come in here and they want to talk down on field piece, and usually they're fluke guys.
Yeah, my pops is a fluke guy, and I break his chops all the time to get throw it out.
Dude, so is mine, man. I got him a field piece one time, and he used it. He's like, "Yeah, it's cool, but I'm gonna go get another fluke," because he had broken his or something. So my dad's a fluke guy as well, but
yeah, no.
he does something different. He doesn't need an HVAC meter, a clamp meter, anything like that. So
Yeah.
Everybody to each their own. I'm a field piece guy myself. I love field piece.
Hell yeah.
I have a few of them now. I try to keep like a install bag and then like a service bag, so I got different setups and try to do it that way.
I think it's easier that way too.
Yeah, man, because like I used to be like strictly backpacks, so I would always try to do the backpacks. I had the CLC brand one, kept ripping on me, so I went in. I heard about. Thankfully, I heard about it online because my supply house never had it. The Vito Pro Pack, so I went and got their backpack, or I got one of the small bags, and then I got the backpack, and I love that thing. But I don't want to be carrying it every day, so I got the backpack for like all the heavy stuff, the heavy projects.
Yeah.
To where I have like a lot of wrenches, a lot of like heavy stuff in there. And then I got the service bag that just has like a meter and some like multi tools, all in one tools, stuff like that. What do you run on your Vito bags?
What do I run in them?
Or what Vito bags do you prefer?
I think I have the MC, which is just like my everyday bag. And then for like install bag, I use the Milwaukee, like the actual, it's like a big tool bag, but it's a pack out too.
Oh, okay.
For all my big installs, but I've had so many Vitos, I just like the name, like just the actual names of them. I don't know because I don't pay attention. I just like
Yeah.
think of the style bag that like would make sense for me, and then that's the one I'll just get. But I know I definitely have an MC.
Yeah, man, they have like a bag for everything at this point.
Yeah, I want this. I think Flynn had it on. They had like it was like this whole what would it be? Like a whole chest piece that goes down, almost like an apron, but it has like all these pockets and like all that. I want to give that a go, to be honest with you.
I need to see which one that one is, because I think I've seen it, because Roger, I had him on here the other week. I love talking to him, and he loves what he does, with the bags and stuff. But he's a carpenter, so a lot of that stuff started from from him being a carpenter. I think that's probably one of their carpenter, or from that line. And I mean, that stuff is cool. I have like so many now as well,
Most definitely then, yeah.
and it's hard to pick my favorite.
Yeah, we have at the shop, we have like this big, I'll send you a picture of it. It has this big cabinet, and then inside the cabinet is just like almost every Vito bag you can think of just in the cabinet.
Yeah, man.
We have new bags. We have bags from like 8 years ago.
Oh, so you've been about them for a while. I just barely found out about them, like, I don't know, like 4 years ago. Because I had ripped so many of them, and I was like, dude, I need something better. And everybody was talking about Vito, and I'm like, what is it? Finally gave them a try, and I'm like, dude, these are like the best bags ever.
Yeah, when I first started, Pops had a Vito, like the XXL MC or something, and the second day I was at work, he bought me the same exact bag. Used that for a couple years, and
Yeah, I
then
got my dad
I've
into
been
them, and I
Vito
got my
ever since.
brother. I got my dad into them, and then I got my brother into them. So we all got them now, and we try and get them for the guys too, like the small like tool pouches and stuff.
Yeah, they got like little good bags too.
Like I said,
Like I'll throw a bunch of wire
there's a
nuts.
Vito for everything, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like all the accessories and stuff. Albanian hits. What kind of van do you drive?
GMC Savannah 3500 cutaway.
Yeah, that thing it looks like a beast.
It's so heavy. There's so much stuff in it because like it's an install truck, but it's also a service truck. So I have everything to fix a home, and then I also have everything to put in a home
So
down to
you got
install.
everything in that one van then.
Yeah, because I got all the side cabinets that are fully loaded, like power tools, everything you could think of is in that
That
truck.
Yeah, that's crazy because I got a Chevy Express, and I've done like the van tour videos and stuff like that on my YouTube, and then like people are like, where's this or where's that? And it's like I don't do install. Like I kind of packed it out, and I mostly do service. Like we do
Yeah.
change outs here and there, but I'm like, I don't carry like a lot of the install stuff because I don't do that. And I can imagine how packed yours is because you do both.
It's so packed, it's not even funny.
That's crazy, dude.
I need to get a bigger truck because obviously now we're doing like bigger jobs and having like crazier jobs. So I like to have everything in it. Like now if we're doing, I'm running out of pipe storage and stuff like that. So now I need to get a bigger truck just to have more room to fit more stuff.
Yeah, man, I'm the same way. I hate, especially with parts. I hate not having a part. So if I'm working with somebody and I'm like, dude, you knew we were gonna do this, like I get upset if they don't have the parts. So that's one thing on my van is I have my stock, and I try to keep it, always, or I try to keep everything on me at all times because I'm just a guy that like I like to go to the job site and then
And
I don't want to
finish
leave
it.
for anything. Yeah, I just want to finish it, and I
Yeah.
don't want to have to go to the supply house and kind of interrupt it.
Well, whatever, say if I use like a capacitor or a rib relay, whatever the case is, if I take one out of my truck, I buy two at the supply house.
Yeah, and that's what I
That's
tell guys all the time, especially if they're new or they're starting out, especially if they just started a business. If you use one, go buy two. Like that's the way you should be doing it. That's the way to get truck stock, and it's
Yep,
just a good habit to have because you always have your stock there.
yep.
Just Work HVAC. I have both of your stickers on his Vito bag. Appreciate that, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the sticker game. That's the thing now. All right, man. Like I said, I want to keep you too long. We're at an hour or over an hour now. Um, they can find you on Instagram, and well, that's it, right? For yours.
Yeah, that's, yep,
Uh,
just Instagram.
Jeffy Pipes on Instagram, and then you're doing that whole thing with HVAC Visionaries. So you guys can also catch his work on TikTok if you follow HVAC Visionaries. Um, anything else you want to add, or anything else you got going on?
No, I really appreciate you having me on. It was a great time. Thank you.
No, it was a good show, man. I appreciate hearing basically everything that, like, how you got into the trade, you know, your motivation for stuff, and how you got to where you're at now. Because you're ahead of the game there, doing awesome work. I appreciate you for coming on, and keep it up.
Thank you. You as well.
All right, man. So I'm gonna end the show. It's about a minute outro. I don't know if you want to stick around or you need to go. It's whatever. I got to stay for this thing to end. And everybody in the chat, I appreciate you guys for coming out, and see you guys.